What are the overarching themes, energies, circumstances coming up in October 2025 for Aries, please? Letting go in reverse. Oh, Aries. Aries. Newness beckons you, okay? Things are fundamentally changing in your life. There could be a new path unfolding, a new opportunity, a new window, a new chapter, okay? But you're refusing to let go of something. Could even be someone, okay, in some instances. But there is a refusal to accept what needs to change. And perhaps what you are still needing to release. So you're still attached to something or someone. And that's preventing you from taking the necessary steps to start this new beginning, this next chapter, this next phase in your life. It is something that you want, but you don't want to have to release something at the same time. But whatever this is, it's not headed in the same direction as you. So that's where the clash comes in, because you want both. But in this case, this is something you do have to release. Okay? So we'll have a look at that. Yeah, your higher self has even been trying to get this message across to you, right? So your own spirit has been trying to give you signs, messages, trying to, you know, help you to see that it is in your best interest to accept what is changing, to accept what needs to be released, to let go, and to take this new path, okay? But you're refusing to do so. So there's a bit of stubbornness there, right? Yeah, there's definitely a lot of resistance there, that's for sure. All right, so we'll have a look at that. So for Aries placements, tell me more about this energy with this refusal to let go. Tell me more about this energy for Aries, this refusal to let go. Yeah, look, it's your energy, Queen of Wands energy with the Ten of Pentacles. It's interesting how that came up together again. And the Seven of Swords. Self-deception. This isn't even about anyone else. This is about you. This is self-deception. You think you can have your cake and eat it, Aries. It doesn't always work that way, my friend, okay? Ten of Pentacles. It's like you don't want this if there isn't someone or something a part of it. That's the thing. That's wild. You don't see yourself having the Ten of Pentacles without something or someone being part of it. Wow. Okay. And that is the lie, the deception that you're perpetuating to yourself. Because you've always, that's the thing. I think it's because for a long time you've envisioned it to be one way, when reality is showing you another. Your own spirit is letting you know that that's not how it's going to be. Right? Yeah. Look, with family underneath as well. So, and especially with that Ten of Pentacles, that can incorporate family, family legacy. Maybe you saw yourself having this legacy, having this type of life with a particular person, but it's not who you think it was. It's not going to be who you thought it was going to be. And that's why you're digging your heels in, because you refuse to let someone go here, Aries. You may not want to admit that, but I can see it here, okay? Yeah, so look, see? Knight of Wands in reverse. I don't want it if it doesn't involve this person and this situation. Eight of Wands. I'm not going to act. I'm not going to make moves on it. I'm not going to communicate. Wow, you're really digging your heels in. Why is Aries finding it so hard to let go of this person or this situation? Two of Swords in reverse. Because there's something that was revealed or something you're now seeing clearly. Something that was revealed to you. Or you finally saw a situation for what it is. Or a person. Or yourself clearly in a situation. With that Emperor in reverse. Right? Because the Emperor is your energy, Aries. And it's in reverse. So maybe you felt like you didn't. Like there was something you felt you should have done in the situation and you didn't. So you feel like you need to go back and make it right. Do things the way you feel like you should have done it. And it would yield a different result. So it's definitely giving coulda, woulda, shoulda, Aries. Okay? Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Like, yeah, but I wasn't operating at my best. I didn't give it my best effort. I didn't take the initiative. I didn't take charge in the situation. I didn't show up as I should have done, right? I didn't put forth the effort. I didn't show that I was stable, secure, dependable. I didn't show that I was in it for the long haul. So I need to go back and demonstrate that. That's literally how it's coming across, right? Yeah, King of Cups energy, right? So you're very emotionally invested in this situation, possibly in someone here, okay? So you feel differently about a situation now, right? And now it's like you want to go back and fix it. But I'll be honest with you, Aries, I don't know if you can in the way you want to. Not necessarily in the way you want to, because I feel like you're trying to drag dead weight, right? Something that you need to let go of. And that is the coulda, woulda, shouldas. Like, what is done is done. You can't necessarily go back and change what is already done, right? You can't. How can you? You have to start afresh, start anew. And if you want it to be if you want that person or that situation to be a part of it, you'd have to approach it from scratch. You can't just sort of dip back in time and say, well, I'm rectifying this now. It doesn't work like that. Even if that person or that situation was to be a part of this next chapter of your life, you would have to revisit it from a completely different lens, different energy. You would have to start afresh and tackle those issues. You can't just dip back in time and fix it. It doesn't work like that, you know? Especially if there has been a length of time that's already passed. Situations change, people change. You've changed, clearly, right? Whatever's involved is obviously changed. The people involved is obviously changed. Could be family, could be a significant other, right? So, yeah, but there's something you want to heal, something you want to fix. Friends, family, guides, in reverse. Kindred partnership, in reverse. Yeah, so this could be with family, with friends, with a significant other. Yeah, but that's what you want more than anything. You want to resolve what was broken. That's kind of the energy here. But again, it's not about just getting people on board with what you want, because that's what you want. You're going to have to start over, start afresh, and rebuild, right? Those bonds, those connections, if that's what they want, right? If that's what they want. Because no matter what was right or wrong in the situation, who you feel like was right or wrong, if all parties involved are not on the same page, then no matter how much you try, it's not going to work. So if you know you've been getting a lot of resistance to that, the best thing you can do right now is cut your losses and keep it pushing. Give people the chance to make their own decision, because you want to make sure that whoever's a part of your life wants to be a part of your life. And are not there because they feel compelled to be, because they feel pressured to be, forced to be, right? Obligated. You don't want that. You want whoever to be a part of your life to be there because they genuinely want to be. So the best thing you can do is let them go and let them choose for themselves, okay? So Aries, this is going to be a very difficult lesson for you, okay? Yeah, this is going to be a difficult lesson for some of you, where you know that you have a hard time in letting go and letting people choose for themselves, okay? Right? That stubborn energy is coming through here, but you have to, okay? It's not your way or the highway, not in this situation, okay? Because if you say it's my way or the highway, it's definitely going to be the highway, okay? So focus on what you can affect changing right now, okay? And let people decide and choose for themselves. You can keep the door open if that's what you want, but you can't force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. So Aries, bless you guys. I hope that does help.